going on, guys? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, guys. What's going on? Hello, Ivan. How you doing, mate? All right. Where are my traders? Hello, Warren. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Come on, people. Let's go. 2 minutes late. What's going on, Martin? Leor? David? Good to see you guys. Welcome, welcome. Sean. G'day, Sean. How you doing? How's everyone's trading going? Jonathan, it's my first day with Breakfree. Well, Jonathan, you're in the right place, mate. Welcome to your first stream on your first day with Breakfree Trading. Jonathan, this is a place where you can ask questions. I'll go over any trades that are happening. You know, you'll be able to see me going through trades that other people are asking questions about. And if you have any questions in general, throw them in here and I will make sure that I get them answered for you, Jonathan, on your first day with Breakfree Trading. Hello, Rich. Good to see you. Mate, I'm really good. I'm really good, Rich. The funded traders are all trading really well, so that's really, really awesome to see. So I'm very happy about that. So that's really good to see, Rich. So I'm happy about that. How are you going, Rich? Nick, hello to you, mate. Jocelyn, welcome. How you doing, Jocelyn? Leor, looking over P&L for the last 3 months. I've been very consistent. The Q&As have for sure helped. That's awesome to hear, Leor. Awesome, awesome. Hello, Gonzalo. Hello to you too. Catherine, hi Tom, and everyone watching from Hong Kong. Fantastic. Hello there. How's Hong Kong? How's Hong Kong looking, Catherine? We've got a few people from Hong Kong. I wonder if Steve's gonna pop in. He's from Hong Kong as well. Dixon, David. Alright, guys. Let's get into it. Gosh, S&P 500, such a nice trend. Hey, Thomas. How you doing, mate? Do you go by Tom as well? My full name's Thomas. So I go by Tom, though. All is well. Awesome, Catherine. Good to hear. S&P 500 has just been in such a strong uptrend, guys. Really, really nice uptrend. I've been taking a few trades on the S&P 500 lately, actually. It's been very, very good to see. People were talking about a bit of volatility coming into the markets just before, I think. A little bit of volatility. I can't really see it right now. Maybe it's just on lower time frames or something like that. Someone was saying something about USD JPY. US dollar yen, there was some volatility. Normally Tom or Jono. Yeah, that makes sense. One question, Tom. What kind of broker do you use for stocks? You can trade stocks on IC markets. Otherwise, you would have to get like a specific stockbroker. And if you want to use leverage, it's actually more like margin with stockbrokers. So you have a margin account rather than a leverage like you would on Forex typically. So, you know, a lot of banks have stockbroking accounts that you can set up if you specifically just want to trade stocks. But IC Markets has a lot of stocks in there as well that you can trade around. So yeah, if you want to trade stocks, IC Markets is a good option. I guess we're talking about this candle here. That's not a huge amount of volatility, really. Not a huge amount going on there. You know, just normal market moves by the looks of it. Normal market volatility. What do we got going on? Decent trend forming up here on Euro Yen. Hello, Sanya. Welcome. Make sure to like this video, everybody. Make sure to give it a like, just so more people can see it. And let's start the questions rolling now, okay, guys? If you've got questions, throw them into the chats. We'll start looking at some markets, looking at some trades. Euro Yen was my preferred yen trade, and this trend is looking really nice. You know, nearly 100% downtrend here. Looks like a really nice trend to trade around. Great level, great structure, all of those things. First thing I do is like the video. Awesome, Sanya. CK, welcome. Good to see you. All right, let's see what we've got. NZD CAD on the 4-hour time frame. Let's take a look at that. Okay. We've got local crossing over here pretty high. You know, we've got a sideways market. Probably not my preferred trade here. You know, sideways market is the first thing I'm noticing. Probably not my preferred trade. Let's look at the 1-hour time frame. A few 1-hour trades showing up here. Okay, this looks quite good, okay? If we see a rip to the upside here, quick dump back down, this looks like a good trade to take. You know, it's a weak downtrend, but that's okay, though. Haven't really been around that level before, briefly here. But it looks like a good trade to take here, though. We've got both the RTDs in our favor, which is really important to see, alright? Trinity Protection Group. Hello. Get any questions in, guys. Get your questions in now. This is the time when you can ask questions. Hello, Carl. Welcome to the stream, Carl. Great to see you. So yeah, like I said here, waiting to see these liquidations into the level, okay? So just a very quick move up into the level here. Don't want to see it play around too much and continue to form this, you know, uptrend here. Don't want to see a slow grind like this and then the local become crossing over here and the local cut in really deep into the global trend. We just want to see a quick move up, quick move back down. Ah, Bitcoin trade. Okay. Okay, Bitcoin trade. Let's see. Oh, it's already playing. Okay. It's already in play. All three of those entries should have been triggered now. Let's see what happens here on this one. Has repeated a couple of times, I must say. Has repeated a couple of times here. 1, 2 repeats already. Good structure though. You can see this previous market structure being respected around here. Overall, it's a good looking trend. You know, we've got the local in a 94% downtrend, so that looks really good. And overall, you know, we've got this nice market structure, but it has been repeated a couple of times. So if you're taking this trade, hopefully you were already in it a couple of times previously, you know, back here when we saw this bearish momentum break through this structure originally. You know, that right there would have been a nice looking trade. Something like this, repeated twice there already. Quick question. You're in the BTC USD trade, CK? Okay, nice. Quick question from Fran here. Hello, Fran. Good to see you. If we hit TP1 entry, but not the other two, and price starts to move away, do we just leave the other entries or close them out? Once you take your profit, so once you take your TP1 there, so you get entry 1, if you take TP1, what I would suggest as a new trader, because I know you're relatively new to this, Fran, I would suggest just getting rid of those other two entries, moving on, finding a new opportunity. Remember, like we talked about in the group coaching session with the funded traders last night, one of those trading mantras, one of those, you know, things we tell ourselves when we're going into the market is there's abundance of opportunities. Okay, we don't need to push it and keep taking more and more and more trades on this one market because there's always an abundance of opportunities, okay, for us. So if you're lucky enough to make free money, friend, or the market moves with you from that entry one into TP1, and you catch that and you make that free money there, I would suggest removing the other two, moving on, finding a new market to trade around. Notice here we've got lots of crypto 1 hour trades. We've got what's this? Link is what's that coin called? Chainlink. It's called Chainlink. Okay, so this looks nice. This structure looks nice here on Chainlink BTC. The only way you're going to get this pair is if you're trading on the only way you're going to be able to find this pair, you're not going to find this on IC markets or anything like that. You are going to be able to find this, however, if you're trading on Binance. But you can see here we're looking for Chainlink weakness against BTC. Okay, so a bit of BTC dominance here over Chainlink. Nice looking structure. The structure itself looks really similar to this BTC USDT trade here, right? You've got this bit of a consolidation over here. You've got some bearish momentum for a retest and a continuation to the downside. Okay, so from a price action perspective, this looks very similar. This looks very similar here. Where was it? Link BTC, Chainlink Bitcoin. Let's see what Link USDT looks like here. Again, same price action again. So, I like the look of this one. Decent downtrend. We've got, again, that really nice structure there forming. So if you're trading on Binance, maybe you've got an opportunity here. Sanya's taking ETH USDT. Let's take a look at ETH USDT for Sanya. It's a good move, Sanya, to just take one of these crypto trades, right? Yeah, same price action there as Chainlink. Let's see what happens. It is a very nice, let me just map this and I'll finish my thought. Don't you just love that new mapping feature? Hey, Jakey Jack. They all look the same. Exactly. The price action is all the same across all of these crypto trades because crypto, very highly correlated market. Very highly correlated market. It's already pushed through that price. Alright, I missed it. Let's see what happens. Perfect, definitely new, and I want to keep it clean. Thanks, Tom. Nice to see you too, Sanya. Okay, then having some chat with Sanya. Good to see, guys. Good to see. Alright. Getting a wick here. Let's see how that plays out for you, Sanya. 15 minute, we've got USD Swiss franc. So we talked about apophenia with the funded traders last night. Who's ever heard of apophenia before? Let me know if you've ever heard of apophenia. Who can tell me about apophenia? Back after a 6-month break from Gabriel, more pumped than ever. Gabriel, I'm pumped for you, mate. Welcome back after 6 months. Sometimes you need to take a break from trading, Sometimes you need to take a break from trading for a little while, So, welcome back, Gabriel. Never heard of apophenia, Jakey? Did they used to open for Pink Floyd? Warren. Warren. No, sir. Love to play jokes on me, Warren. Oh, goodness. Repeated a few too many times for me, this one here. You can see how we've punched into this level a few times now. Great looking trades the first couple of times they played out, but third repeat might work. I'm not super keen to find out, though. after Googling it, I knew this, but not the term. Yeah, so apophenia is creating meaning from meaningless data, basically, okay? So you're getting data points and you're trying to create patterns in your mind from meaningless data. Yeah, correlation doesn't always mean causation. Yeah, just because something looks correlated in your mind doesn't mean it's actually correlated. Yeah, so never heard about that. So apophenia is something that we see in trading all the time, okay? If you go to TradingView and you have a look in TradingView at all these different ideas, you know, that idea stream in TradingView, all these people trying to identify all these different patterns. This is 90% of it is apophenia, okay? 90% of it is apophenia, patterns that aren't there, but it's our chimp mind trying to create patterns really out of nothing, really out of uncorrelated data, all right? And we've got to be very, very careful of this in trading. And the way that I can see break-free traders falling into the trap of apophenia is when you're trading on, say, the 1-day time frame and there's no trades available, right? You don't see anything that really takes your fancy, nothing jumps out at you. So what you do is you really want to find a trade, so you start moving down the time frames. You start moving down the time frames and you move down further and further and further and further until you go and create a trade, right? You just go and create a trade out of really nothing. There is nothing telling you to take the trade, but you go and create one, right? So right now, really, we're in no man's land. You know, we shouldn't be trading at all right now in euro yen. Nothing really going on except for just waiting for, you know, a rally up to our entries before it dump back down. Okay. Gabriel, same principle as when you look at clouds and see faces. Our brain is really a fascinating thing. Exactly, it is the same principle. It's funny. Did you join the funding the funding call last night? We talked about that exact same thing. See you know, seeing the dogs in the clouds, you know, the bunny rabbits in clouds, seeing faces on the moon, all this kind of thing. Tom, I've started making my trading positions much bigger as I've been finding I'm stopped out too often with stop loss too close of entry, of course. This means that the TPs are much further away. Also, so need to know, do I hold positions open and let them run when positive, or should I continue to set stop loss to entry as soon as I hit TP1? Yeah, so once you hit TP1, set your stop loss to entry, you know, take your money out of the market, start to take some money out of the market, and then take away all your risk, okay? Yeah, set your stop loss to break even once you take TP1. For sure, do that. You know what? I always tell you guys, it's better to have a deeper stop loss and not get stopped out than to have an incredibly tight stop loss and just always getting wicked out all the time. Always getting wicked out, always getting stopped out from just a bit of volatility that comes into the market. All right, your number one job as a trader is to not lose money. Okay, remember, your number one job is to not lose money, because if you don't lose money for long enough and if you can stay in the game for long enough, then you're going to eventually learn how to make money and learn how to, you know, take those TPs, okay? And you're going to have a string of winners that just kind of stack up, and then when you're in that kind of losing period, as long as you can continue to stay in the game and you can manage that risk appropriately and you can avoid losing money as much as possible, you're going to be in a good position. Hello, Euless. Good to see you. Good to have you back, Euless. Apophenia. We were talking about apophenia, okay? Just giving you a little bit of insight into apophenia, what we talked about last night with the funded traders. Yes, take TP1, but then do we just take the other TP2 or let them run? They always seem to go back to stop loss at entry when you let them run. That's apophenia, Jakey. That's apophenia, bud. You've probably seen a few times where the price has gone to your TP1 and then gone back and hit your stop loss at break even, got you out at break even, and then it rips up and continues on to TP2, right? But just because you've seen it a couple of times doesn't mean that it's an actual it doesn't mean that's actually a pattern that is showing up. It's just a few times that you've seen some correlated data, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times even. And then your brain's created a pattern that this always happens, but it doesn't always happen. What I would suggest to you is go back into replay mode, go back to your back testing, just start back testing in the markets, and you'll be able to see how many TP2s you actually do hit. And you might be surprised and you go, oh wow, I didn't realize I actually take this many TP2s, all right? So that's what I would suggest, Jakey. That's what I would suggest. Let your TP2s run. The reason why you want to let your TP2s run is because this is where you get your higher risk to reward from, okay? This is where you get your higher risk to reward from. Gabriel, in the essentials, you talk about slippage. Can this cause your stop loss to get skipped and keep going lower than your stop loss in case of a big crash? The only thing that's going to skip over your stop loss is if there's a big gap in the market. And because Forex is traded, 24 hours a day, 6 days a week, it's very, very unlikely to see these big gaps unless you're trading, and thanks, Jakey. Appreciate making the example. Unless you're trading on a very low time frame, and you're trading over the weekend, you're holding on a very low time frame over the weekend, it's unlikely to see in Forex a massive gap that skips over your stop loss, okay? But what will happen is as soon as it skips, wherever it opens in this gap, that's where it's going to get closed, okay? So let's say, we set up a trade. Let me just find a clean chart here. Let's say we set up a trade, something like this here. We've got a stop loss, say there, and then we hold this, and then over the weekend we have a big gap up, and the market opens up here, okay? The market opens up here after a big gap. What's going to happen, and as soon as that market opens, your stop loss is going to get filled where the price opened. Okay, it's not going to get filled at that stop loss level. It's going to get filled just above that stop loss level wherever price opened, basically, okay? And wherever there was enough, wherever there was sellers to take on this order, okay? So wherever price opens, that's called gapping, okay? But you don't usually see that kind of gap, especially if you're trading higher time frames on Forex, okay? Because of just it's open 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. All right. Nick, Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar played out perfectly. TP1 and 2. Would you take it again or move on? Let's look. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. Oh yeah, that ripped, didn't it? That absolutely ripped. Yeah, I was in this one too. I only caught one entry. On this one. What I'd probably say on this one here is we've probably seen it play out maybe twice already. We've seen this entry there. We've seen that entry there. For me, I'm probably looking for a new market to trade around. I think it's a nice trend, but I know the choppiness of Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. And last time we were down here, we did rip up pretty hard, okay? So I'm probably waiting for this to break. A genuine break of this here, a retest and a continuation, something like that, okay? That's probably my next trade. I'd say this has played out enough times already for me to want to move on from it, okay? Great looking trade, awesome. Time to go find a new opportunity. There's an abundance of opportunities. We don't need to continue on with this one here. Our brains are biased to see things we want to see or feel connected with. Like if we look at the number 21, I remember all the times I see 21 and forget all the times I didn't see it. Yeah, absolutely, you're right. Yeah, absolutely. You're right. It's like when when you're looking to buy a car, right? When you're looking to buy a car and you're thinking about this certain car, and then it's like what you do is you end up your brain is thinking about that car, so you start seeing that same car everywhere on the street. Everywhere you go, you start seeing that car, and then what your brain does is trying to create meaning out of this because you've never seen this car before, you've never spotted this before until now, and it's like, oh my god, it's it there's like some meaning to this, right? There's some meaning to this. It's meant to be that I'm seeing this car all the time. I'm meant to have this car, okay? This is apophenia again, creating meaning from really uncorrelated data. The cars were always there. The cars were always there. It's just you really want to see that car and you're really aware of seeing that car now. And it's exactly the same as trading. In trading, when we really want to take a trade and we're experiencing that FOMO of we really want to take a trade, we go out and we start to see those, metaphorical cars, and we start seeing all the reasons to take the trade. We start seeing all the reasons that it's like, I should take this trade, and all the meaning. We start creating all that meaning of why we should take the trade. All right. It's apophenia again. Exactly. 21. And you remember all the times you see 21. Exactly. Yeah. We create this meaning out of random stuff. When I'm setting a stop loss, I always have in mind, how could I get out at break even? Very good. If the trade goes in the wrong direction, it's always best to have a stop loss behind another X mode level. It is, absolutely. You're right. It is, Sanya, you've been in the game for long enough to be speaking facts. Absolutely. Yeah, it's always really nice to think about what are my chances of getting out at break even on this trade, okay? If this trade goes against me, what are my chances at getting out at break even? I think my apophenia is seeing every possible reason not to take it. Okay. And that's another type of fear, right? There's the fear of missing out and there's the fear of getting into trades. And we've been through this in that in the funding group coaching together with the funded traders. The last 2 weeks we dedicated to just fear. First of all, we talked about the fear of taking trades, and then we talked about the fear of missing out on trades as well. And it's all about those beliefs that you hold in your subconscious mind, okay? Every single interaction, every thought, every memory, every experience, every feeling that we have throughout our entire lives, from the moment we're born until where we are right now and the moment we die, we start to collect all these beliefs from the environment around us. And these beliefs are either going to put us in a position of FOMO or put us in a position of complete fear when we're trading, when we're faced with uncertainty, and our chimp mind takes over, and our chimp mind experiences emotion and then goes and looks for the beliefs that we hold about the world and that we hold about ourselves and that we hold about the market, and then goes, these are beliefs that I can latch onto and I can feel confident about, and then that's how we trade, right? It's very destructive for your trading, depending on what those beliefs are, and we have to shift those beliefs if we want to become really great traders and masterful traders, right? Mastering yourself to be a masterful trader. So yeah. Sean, thanks Tom and everyone. I need to jump off. I'll catch up the rest of the session a bit later. Awesome, Sean. Thanks for joining anyway, mate. Really appreciate it. Dimos, at 1 minute, CAD important news. Let's see CAD pairs. Who cares about CAD news? Like, whatever happens, happens. I'm not trading around the news. I don't care what news is happening or anything like that, right? All I care about is what the price is doing at the time. Having this idea that we can catch news and stuff like this is basically like a gambler's mindset. So, as long as you're not trading around the news and you're not trying to take positions based on the news, as long as that comment wasn't about that, cool. Something's going to happen. Something's always going to happen in the market, though. Whether there's news or whether there's not news, something's always going to happen in the market. There's always an abundance of opportunities. The market's going to show up every single day and give you an abundance of opportunities, regardless of whether there's news, not news, whatever. Euro yen. We're talking about apophenia. We already went through that. Fantastic. All right, let's take a look again at these trades that we've got available. We have some bond trades available to us, right? We've got some bond trades available at the moment. How are the bonds looking? I don't know who trades bonds here, but that looks like nice structure, right? That looks like some very good structure. My meaning is if we can catch the entries. Yeah, if we see some... Absolutely, we might see, just some crazy price action happening around these news and just irrational price action, and then maybe we catch an entry. Absolutely, you're right. Good looking structure here in terms of this bond trade here. Very bearish momentum coming up for a retest, perhaps a continuation to the downside here. This looks like a good trade, if bonds are available to you, if you're a bond trader. Usually there's not a lot happening on bonds, but bonds have been moving a bit lately with the CPI stuff that's been going on. With the inflation numbers and so forth. Let's check in on that ETH trade that Sanya was on. We missed that one. Okay, moved through the entry. Not a problem though. Still got plenty of time until this candle closes. Let's see what happens. All right. Anyone seeing any trades? Anyone seeing any trades available? Anything you want me to take a look at? Let me know. S&P 500. Let's go look at the S&P 500. Let's load in the VIX. We'll take a look at the VIX as well. And we'll take a look at Bitcoin, my go-to markets. BTC, USDT. We'll take a look at all of these. We'll see what's happening on them, huh? Is there any truth to trading only one pair and learning that pair inside and out, and or just trading the most volatile pairs, gold pair, pound pairs, and gold? Okay, so is there any truth to this? There is absolutely truth to, understanding your market. So finding your market and just knowing how that market's moving at any moment. And when you're in a moment where it's like, there's extreme volatility coming into the market is acting irrationally, you can go straight back to your market and you can go and look for entries, okay? But these markets sometimes change, right? These markets sometimes change depending on the trend, right? You don't want to be stuck in some market that's just really rangy and be like, well, I only trade one market. It's just ranging a bunch right now. There's no trend. There's nothing available. I've got no bias. It's just ranging all the time. You don't want to be stuck in that kind of market, okay? You want to have a few markets that you really understand very well, that you've traded around a lot, that respect market structure quite a lot. For me, S&P 500, I love trading on the S&P 500. Look at this amazing trend that we've been in for, so long. We've been in this trend for over a year now. We've been in this incredibly bullish uptrend. Great market to trade around. Love trading around this market. And you find a lot of opportunities on this market, right? So I know that I can always go, and right now this market's in a really strong trend, and I can always go and find an opportunity on this market. But it doesn't mean that I exclude all of these trades here, right? The sonar trades, 1 day sonar trades, 4-hour sonar trades, I'll still go and I'll place those trades, right? I'm not excluding those from my universe of potential trades. If I'm trading on X mode and I'm trading on lower time frames, I'm very specific around the markets that I do like to trade around, those that are in the strongest of trends. No problem. I was really loving trading around Bitcoin for a good time there. If you've been around for a while watching these streams, part of these streams for some time, then you would have seen, I'd kind of come into basically every stream with a new Bitcoin trade placed, because Bitcoin was just in an incredibly strong uptrend, an incredibly bullish market, and it was just presenting us with incredible opportunities to trade around. Now, not so much. We're in a... So majority of your trades are 1 hour. No, not at all. Not at all. Majority of my trades are not 1 hour or 15 minute. majority of my trades are probably 1 day or 4 hour, to be honest with you. It's just if there's like a 1 hour opportunity. I very rarely trade 15 minute. I don't like going below 1 hour. I prefer staying on those higher time frames. I really do. So I don't love going down to 15 minute. I like 4 hour, 1 hour, and 1 day sonar trades are always great. So I love trading those 1 day sonar trades. You know, so that's probably where the majority of trades would be placed, those 1 day sonar trades. And then I'm going and looking for, you know, a couple of really great opportunities on the 4 hour and 1 hour time frame, and being very mindful of monitoring those, you know, quite consistently throughout the day. Hey Ben, welcome. But yeah, Bitcoin in a downtrend right now. I don't like shorting Bitcoin, so, you know, haven't really been trading on that too much lately. Yeah, no worries, Jakey. Haven't been trading on this too much lately. You know, we're still in this downtrend, and we've been testing this level a ton. So, like I've been saying for a while, we're looking at maybe this kind of scrape here like that. Because if we look at this structure here, and we go back to there, something very similar in terms of that price action around there in, what's this, 2019, 2018, very similar, that price action there again. Pound CAD ripped. Let's take a look at it after this. Very similar price action there. We have this dump down out of this consolidation here, of this kind of a wedge type pattern. It would make a lot of sense to go down and test this level. It would make a lot of sense. That's all I'm saying. I'm not predicting. I'm just saying it would make a lot of sense. And it would have been a lot of pain for all these people that are buying here. All of these orders that have stacked up to buy here. It would cause so much pain to go down and just end up within this range here. Stop all of them out. And then rip up to the other side, kind of like that. And then go, and then just absolutely rip, you know, skyrocket, and leave everyone who bought all through here behind. All right, everyone who bought all through there behind, they get stopped out. They're in emotional despair. I don't want to place the next trade. I don't want to place the next trade. And then just rip up, leave all them behind. And then they end up FOMOing back in at all-time highs up here for them to just get screwed by the market maker again, all right? This is how retail traders work, right? VIX. Let's see what's happening on the lower time frame for the VIX. We had a gap down here recently. Okay. Pound CAD, someone said, is on the move. It's in an uptrend. Yeah, look, I mean, 4 hour time frame. Let's look at the 1 day. Give us some more perspective on the 1 day time frame here. Okay. Forming into a nice trend, yeah? It's ground along this level a lot, though. It's ground along this level a lot. What I'd love to see is this continue up like that, retest again, and continuation here with this structure to be respected around here, right? That's probably what I'd like to see. Maybe there's potentially a trade on the 4 hour time frame from there. Eventually, it's not showing me that the bulls are in control of this level yet. This is still resistance, okay? So buying now, we're still in resistance, okay? This is absolutely not what we want to do. We need to get out of this zone, confirm that the bulls are well and truly in control of this level, then come back down for the retest and continuation like that, okay? That would be, you know, a really classic BRC trade. But you can see how choppy this has been though, right? Look at how choppy this has been.
Very, very choppy on this 1 day time frame. Super choppy. So we'll see what happens, huh? But, you know, this candle so far is not abnormal compared to the other candles that we've experienced in the past here, right? It's not really abnormal if you look at it, you know, objectively, regardless of what news or anything like that is happening. If you just look at it objectively, it doesn't look out of place. Alright, da-da-da. Let's look at this 1 hour time frame trade on USD CAD. Oh, that is nice. Okay, good opportunity here. Good opportunity for some learning, teaching, such things, right? So we've got our support and our extension 1 level down here, right? Right now, we're thinking, okay, this market is well and truly above this level right now. Well and truly above this level. It is looking pretty strong. We're in a great uptrend right now. The only time I'd be looking to take this trade if we get a really strong dump into this level and then a rip back out of it again. Exactly what I talk about all the time. Strong dump into the level and then rip back out of it, okay? And then that's exactly what we end up seeing here. Just all of these consecutive candles in a row. You know, just white candle, white candle, white candle, white candle down into our level. We get a wick straight through and then straight back out. This is exactly the price action we're looking for, okay, guys? Exactly the price action. So if you don't know the price action we're looking for, when I say, you know, we're looking for these, you know, liquidations or a very swift move into an extension level, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That right there, okay? Take this piece of price action here, this piece of price action, embed it into your mind, embed this into your mind, this snapshot right here, and then go and find that exact same thing on other markets. Eugene, pound Aussie dollar, 1 day, sonar trade. What are your thoughts? Pound Aussie dollar. My thoughts are no. My thoughts are that this is still a resistance level. I would say if you're buying this now, you're still buying into resistance. I think what's happened here is this candle here has had a really big effect on the market structure, okay? You'll notice that the X mode level, when extension 2 breaks here from this candle, right there, range expands, okay? So really, what we're doing here is this is still a really hard resistance level right now. I'm not saying it can't go up. It absolutely could go up, but in my mind, this is still resistance, and the bulls haven't showed me yet that they are in control of this level. They need to prove to me a lot more that they're in control of this level. I actually think this might be something that's only on the Oanda data feed. Let's have a look at the Forex data feed and see if that same candle... Oh, okay. Well, we don't know. We don't know the price action, Jojo. Jojo. Oh, Jojo, are you new? I think you're new. Welcome, Jojo. I saw you say something in the chats about being new or something like that. So let me explain, Jojo. What market was I on before, guys, where we were looking at that? It was a 1 hour trade, I believe. USD CAD, maybe? Yeah, USD CAD. Okay. So Jojo's question is, how do we know that the price action is going to do that before it actually happens? And Jojo, yeah, it's me. Awesome, awesome. So Jojo, we don't know that anything is going to happen in the market. We know nothing about the future. The future is entirely random. The future is completely unpredictable for us, okay? So if you remember back to the academy, we talk about the randomness in trading. We talk about how every trade has a random and unpredictable outcome. And not only every trade, but every moment, every moment that we take a snapshot of the market, so right now we're just taking a snapshot of the market, okay? It's a time when it's not moving. We don't know whether this is going to go up, down, or sideways from here, okay? All we know is it's gonna do one of those things. So when I sometimes am a little bit facetious in the chats, you know, when someone says, oh, what's gonna happen next, or what's this gonna do next, or how is this gonna move next, or, you know, talking like in a predictive mindset, trying to talk about predicting what's gonna happen next, I'm sometimes a little bit facetious, and I say, I can guarantee you it's gonna go up, down, or sideways. Okay, I've got no idea what's going to happen next. What I do know and what I can control is I can see that we're an incredibly strong uptrend, okay? This is one thing I can see. I can see that we have a great support level here. It's been tested twice already, okay? It's been tested twice already. Sure, maybe, you know, it's not a trade that you would take in real time because it's been tested twice already. It's all about your risk tolerance, all those kind of things. It's all about your tolerance to the trade itself. But if we're just looking at this snapshot of price action right here, you know, just considering that we're seeing this on some other market where it hasn't been repeated twice already, okay? What I'm seeing is a great support level, a great bias in terms of a great trend. And I'm just going, you know what? I'm going to position myself that if the market gets back to my level, then I'm going to take advantage of it, okay? So I'm positioning myself now to go, you know what? If the market does get down here, I've got no idea if it's going to get down here. But if it does, then I will absolutely take advantage of it. And I would love to take advantage of it if it does get down to here, okay? All I'm doing is I'm creating a thesis. This is called a trade thesis. And, you know, investors, traders, what they do is they go into a market and they create a thesis about what they want to see, what they don't want to see, for them to execute a position in that market, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm creating my trade thesis of, you know what? If I see a hard dump down into this level, I'd love to buy it and watch it rip back up again. And you know what? That dump could be a lot harder and it could go through here and it could go further. But you know what? What's going to happen here? Another level is going to form here. And maybe that level ends up being around here somewhere. Okay? And then that's where our next trade is from there. And we have a contingency plan in place that if it continues down and we stay in this strong uptrend, then we're going to find the next entry. Okay? So all I'm doing here is I'm not predicting what's going to happen next. I don't know that the price action is going to happen next. What I'm saying is that if it does, I'll take advantage of it. And you know what? In this scenario, it did take place. And we took our profits very, very quick. This is like free money, this right here. This is awesome. You know? This is amazing. This is the what you love to see. You don't want the market to mess around. You just want it to rip into your entry and rip back out again. Take all your TPs. Hit all your entries and all your TPs in one 1 hour candle. It's awesome. Okay. Hey, Tom, it's me, Björn, with the USD CAD 1 hour trade. I understand the price action makes complete sense. However, wouldn't you say it's a repeated trade? Yeah. So in this case, you know, this is a repeated trade, okay? This has played out a few times already in this particular case. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm just really talking about this snapshot here of the price action, right? If I'm just looking at this piece of price action right here and I'm saying, you know what, go away and ingrain this into your mind in terms of what you want to see, that's what I'm saying, okay? In reality, this has probably played out a few times already. Sure, some people would take it, some people wouldn't take it. If you made profit on that move already, and you're like, you know what, I'll take it again. If I get stopped out, I've already made profit twice here, who cares? Sure, go ahead and take it. If you hadn't made profit already twice here, bit of a risk to take that one. You know, it's all about your risk tolerance and how you execute as a trader. Some people would execute that, some people wouldn't. That's a decision for you to make at the end of the day. But overall, yeah, you're right. It's a repeated trade. But I'm just talking about, in my example here, I'm just talking about that snapshot right there. Take that snapshot and go away. And whenever you're looking at an extension trade, this is the snapshot you want to think about. Hi, Tom. Yeah. No worries, Björn. Teen Pilot. Hi Tom, what do you think of pound USD 4-hour time frame? Okay, so what I'm seeing here is a newly established downtrend. I'm seeing on the 1-day time frame. We've got a decent level there. Something like this. And on the 4-hour time frame, be a very similar level. Yeah, okay. So what I'm seeing here on the 4-hour time frame is I think it's an okay trade, okay? I think it's an okay trade to take. We do have a nice downtrend. You're doing all the right things here, okay? Like I always say, you're doing all the right things. I don't mind this as a trade right here, but I'd probably consider it more like a 1-day time frame trade off that level right there. Okay. We probably came into that entry just now already, and we've taken our TP1. So maybe this is like number 2 play out, perhaps? Maybe that's number 2 play out. But you've got to be mindful of, you know what, if this continues on, maybe a level comes in here. Maybe a level ends up coming in around there, and then there's a trade available down there. Then you got to ask yourself, was my stop loss where my entry should have been? And that means that that's the trade you need to take. Overall, we do have a bullish engulfing candle coming in here on the 1-day time frame though. So I'm probably waiting for this 1-day candle to close and seeing how that closes before I take this trade, right? See this engulfing candle here that's forming? I want to see how this closes. If this closes fully engulfing this here, right, I'm waiting for this candle to close before I end up taking this trade, I think. I did see the 1-hour USD CAD before the price action happened, but because it played out a few times, I was a little cautious, but I'm still happy it did play out well, even if I didn't take it. Awesome. Yeah, Jocelyn, you know, these are the decisions we make. We make decisions all the time in trading, and it's about understanding that, you know what, sometimes I'm going to make a decision that means I miss a trade. Sometimes I'm going to make a decision that means I get into a trade that I should never have got into. And it's accepting that, you know what, was this decision based on my edge, or was this decision based on some emotion or some belief that I have, or some FOMO that I had, or something like that, right? And if the decision was based on your edge, and you were executing based on your edge, then you know what, you did all the right things. You did all the right things because you were executing your edge, and every time you execute your edge, you're a winner at the end of the day, okay? So, Jocelyn, it's great that you were able to make that decision and be comfortable with that decision. This is the most important thing, you know, being okay with the decisions we make in the market. Let's go back to the S&P 500 and take a look here. All right, still playing around at this resistance level. Been there all week, basically. Where's our ETH trade? Any other questions, guys? Get them in. I'll hang around for probably another 5 minutes or so here. Okay, great. So, Sanya's in this trade right now. If this candle closes below our level, it's looking awesome. All right, if we get a close below the level here, we're looking great for a continuation to the downside. I'd love to see this 1 hour candle close below the level. Let's check the 4 hour time frame here. What that would mean is, okay, 30 minutes. So if this one closes, if this 4 hour candle closes with a wick off this level, we're looking good, all right? We're looking real good. Be a great looking position to jump into. I think this looks like a good trade. Even though it disappeared from Sonar, I still think it looks like a good trade. All right. What is gold doing? What's gold up to? What's Gold Rock up to? XAU USD. XAU USD. There it is there. Let's have a look at Gold Rock. All right, we're in a downtrend here, and we are respecting this 75% alignment level on the 4 hour time frame at this stage. So if you had that set up, looks okay. Relatively weak downtrend. Yeah, I'm not really looking to trade Gold Rock at the moment. I'm not looking to trade Gold Rock. We've got our local crossing over into our global quite a bit here. And we do have, you know, on the 4 hour time frame anyway, we do have this series of high lows and higher highs forming. What I'd love to see here is a push back below our neutral level and then break below that. What that'll do is it'll mean our local will be back below our global. We'll probably have a pretty strong local trend forming here. And that's where we can catch the bottom of this structure here. The BRC trade to the downside, back to our strong support level down there, okay? That would be a nice thesis, and I think if that thesis played out, I'd love to take that trade around there, okay? If that thesis played out, I'd love to take that trade there. So now it's about, all right, I've got my thesis. I know what I would love to see to take a trade. Now it's about just being patient and letting that one play out. Because you know what I love about this trade as well? Is like Sanya was saying before, we've got this neutral level right positioned there, okay? So if we do come down here and we push through our level a bit harder, we've always got this neutral level available to us to drop us back in and get us out at break even if we need to get out at break even. So I do really like the look of that idea in terms of this being my trade thesis. But what it means is I can't go and experience apophenia and start, you know, buying this level and all this kind of crap in this downtrend. All right? That's what I can't be doing, you know, because what FOMO and apophenia is going to do to us is it's going to put us in a position where we go, oh, look at this structure here and look at this bullish move above the structure. I'm going to buy it off that structure there, okay? And that's the apophenia kicking in and creating correlations that really aren't there and shouldn't be there. And that's trading against the overall trend at the end of the day, right? Lots of bond trades available as well. Bond, Japanese yen, few US dollar trades, lots of Aussie dollar trades as well. We've got a lot of correlated trades here. I'm always waiting for the gold thesis to play out first. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, wait for that one to play out. Something like this here, right? Start to form these series of lower highs, lower lows, to then go back and find our support and extension level and then see what happens there, right? Short this old gold rock. Short this gold rock if our thesis plays out. If our thesis plays out. All right, guys, get in the final questions. Any final questions, get them in. I'll answer them before I sign off for the evening. Oh, and we've got a few spots left in the fund at the moment. We've got a few spots left in the fund. So if you're interested in joining the fund, getting into the the funding program, joining us for our group coaching sessions on a Tuesday evening at the same time as the live stream starts. You know, I know that you're absolutely going to get a lot just out of the group coaching session, just out of, you know, trading a 10K or 40K account. You're going to learn a whole lot more than depositing, you know, $500 into a brokerage account and losing that $500 anyway. You know what I mean? I think you're going to learn a whole lot more from trading that larger capital, being in an environment where, you know, you've got all these like-minded traders around you. And we're doing those group coaching sessions together, and you're putting yourself in a position where, hey, maybe you do pass, right? Maybe you do pass if you're a new trader, and maybe you do end up passing, and then you get one-on-one coaching with me, Asger, all of those things. So, you know, if this is something you're interested in, get in before those spots fill up again. We did have to close the fund, end of last week, because we did run out of spots. So, if you're interested, make sure you get in. Alright guys, any last questions about anything whatsoever, and then I'll sign off. Nope. Alrighty then guys. I am about to sign off then. Have a fantastic trading week, everybody. Oh, I almost forgot. Kill a clown. Kill a clown, people. Kill a clown. The Killer Clown. We'll announce the winner of Killer Clown. So $600 to whoever wasted the Killer Clown. $600 to whoever wasted a spammer or scammer's time the most. All right, so we've got a bunch of submissions. So if you want to win the $600, make sure that you get your submission in by the time that this stream starts. So 1:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time tomorrow. Okay, 1:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time tomorrow. This month's submissions close, and then in the essentials video I'll announce who the winner is. Okay guys, so get those submissions in if you want to win that $600 and waste the scammer's time, Killer Clown. Okay, so make sure you get them in. Alrighty guys, thank you so much again for joining me. Have a fantastic week, and I'll talk to you and announce that winner. Make sure you watch the essentials video so we announce that winner of that $600 giveaway to the Kill a Clown winner. Adios, everybody. Thank you, Pierre. Thank you. All right, guys. Bye-bye.